My phone just, the Wi-Fi just unconnected. Hi, this is Georgine Darbro from Two Long Dogs and a Stamper, and I'm here to do a class using Jar of Joy. It's been a while. Oops. Now I gotta turn off the volume on my computer. Oops. Now I gotta turn off the volume on my computer. It's very alarming to hear yourself talk. I don't like that. Um, it's been a while. Life happens. Went to Door County in July, and then I came back and I had my first actual live class. And that took a lot of prep time. And then I got a lot of orders thanks to Christine Bertram for putting my card class on her YouTube um, classes. And, every time she did a class, she showed mine a lot. So I got a lot of orders, which meant that I had to figure out how to get all those orders done, which is fabulous, but also a little crazy and nerve-wracking because I've never done it before. So now, and then after that, August came, school preparation for getting ready for the school year came, and then my husband and I went to Yellowstone, which was an awesome week. And now I'm back to school. So here I am. I hope you'll come visit me again once a week on Wednesdays, and I can show you the cards and things that I'm making. Okay, let me see. Make sure that I can find myself. I am definitely here. Okay, if you come and watch me, please let me know you're here, and I'd love to say hi. Okay? But again, I'm going to be using the stamp set Jar of Joy, and then there's the punch. And the punch was from the previous stamp set from the, I can't think of what that's called. I would have to look that up. And then a bunch of other product that have nothing to do with this. I just added it to my cards, okay? So this is my second Christmas class that I've done. The first Christmas class is the one that I did live, and I had six friends come and take that live, but I also got 26 orders for that class, so I was really excited about that. This one, I only have one so far, but I have plenty available, so if you like this class, please let me know. You can reach me at Two Long Dogs and a Stamper. Facebook message me under that, or you can email me at georgies2longdogs@gmail.com, and I can help you get this this class. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera around and put you down so that you can see this area, and we'll start from there. This class is four dogs, yeah, no, 4 cards and 5 tags, but we're not going to do the tags tonight. We're just going to do the cards because that'll be long enough. And the tags, there's not a lot to them. They will be simple to figure out, okay? Especially if I send you the directions. Okay, here we go. Turn you around. You're gonna see my wall. Sorry. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I ruin ya? Sorry, hold on. Are you still there? I've lost you here. No. Okay. Let's see. Why is my computer still doing that? My computer is being crazy. I'm trying to make sure that my camera's right. And it's being goofy. There we go. Ah, sorry, guys. I'm having problems here. There we go. Jeez. I am so out of practice here. Okay, I just gotta figure out if I don't know what's going on. This is crazy. My computer's being crazy. It's like got a mind of its own. I don't know what it's doing. Let's see. There we go. Maybe. Hi, Carmen. Thanks for coming and watching. Hello, hello. Yay, I have a person. Okay. It's been a while, so Carmen, tell me if I'm upside down with, let's see, if I put this under here. I'm gonna see. Is that right side up? That's right, right? Yes. Okay. So this is the stamp set that we are going to be using. It's called Jar of Joy. And then we are using this punch. And it was for a previous, I don't know if this was in the catalog. Let's see. Let me look really quick. Should be using the other. Terrific Toolstones. No, this must be online exclusive. So this is online. You can purchase this and of course the Jar of Joy too. It's not a bundle anymore because this came with a different one. Hi Vicki. Thank you for watching. This was with a different stamp set as a bundle. So, but there are other things we're going to be using. I'm just going to show you everything. I know it's a lot, but if you purchase this class, I'll be taking care of it all, except for, of course, the stamps itself. But I'll be using Spotlights of Nature, one of my favorites, as always. That's a mess, I'm sorry, but those are the Spotlights of Nature. The plaid, it's called Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. Love this. And I think it looks Christmassy. I mean, it doesn't have to be Christmassy, but I think it could be Christmassy. Perennial post dies, only one or two of those. We'll be using the Everyday Arches. See, I told you I'm using tons of stuff here. Around It All Dies. Those are those funky circles. Wasn't sure I was going to like, but I kind of like them sometimes. The dies from Textured Notes. The rectangles. I think that is it. I think. The paper we'll be using, is some of the paper will be from the Timeless Plaid. You tell I've used a lot of this. We'll be using silver foil and gold foil, and this paper, which I have to look up because I can't remember what it's called, and it did not keep the back side of it, but this stuff, I will look that up. This is, I think that's still in here. Let's see. Paper Designer. It's 12 by 12. I think it's a specialty. Let's see. 18. We'll be using the gold and silver foil. Oh, here it is. It's called Seasons of Elegance. It was from last year's catalog, but they brought it back. So we'll be using just a little piece of that with the cherry cobbler in gold. I think that's it, I think. But we will see as we go. Okay. Let me move some. Oh, we'll be using the peppermints. We'll be using these iridescent foil gems and even the snowflakes. Where did I put them? Got a mess going on here, guys. I will find them. They're not available anymore, but I have so many of them, so I figured I'd use them and send them if anybody wants this class. I have, like I said, one person that wants it. So I have them somewhere around here. Oh, here they are. Remember these? I love them. I wish they would have kept them around, but they're so super cute. Let's see if I can get it open for some reason. They're called white loose snowflakes. Here we go. They look like candies, little white candies. So I used those. I used this white ribbon, and it is just called white, that's it. There's no real name on it. So this, and I think that is it. Oh, I know. And remember this white and red, I don't know if it's twine. I think we still have that too. Let me look real quick. I don't think that is. Ribbon. Paper. Tools. I'm looking. Shouldn't be this hard. Embellishments. I thought we still had it. Let me see. Do the old-fashioned way and flip really quick here. We do have a new catalog. It's a mini catalog, and I'll show you that at the end. It's pretty exciting that we get more new stuff. Of course, because I want to find it. I can't find it. It's not that good here. Well, guess what, guys? I'll find it when I... Oh, here it is. Here it is. The real red and white baker's twine. So I'm using that also. Okay. I'm going to drop everything. Let's see which one we will do first. I think we're going to do this one. Okay. This is going to be our first card we're going to make. This is Mossy Meadow. And like I said, I used that plaid, Timeless Plaid, 6x6. That was from a while back, but it's still available, I believe. Oops, not that one. Hold on. Let's see, did I do both of them? No. Okay, this is... Okay, so let's take everything out. We have that white ribbon I was talking about, the little jar punch. These are the arches that we did. I did this smaller one, this one of the smaller ones, and this is in real red. The top of the jar, and later on I'll show you the punch and punching it, but I didn't want to punch every single one. A piece for the sentiment. Inside and out, white cardstock. Let's see. And the inside one is bigger than the outside one. The outside one is not as big. Okay, so when you're doing that, and you also know because this piece will be embossed. So I'm going to go ahead and emboss though. I did some of the embossing and some of the die cutting already just so it wouldn't take so long, but I did not do the embossing on this. So when I emboss, I use, I'm going to go ahead and line it up with this black line, if you can see that, and close it up. And you always want to put it, the embossing folder, into the die cut machine with the opening at the end and the fold going through first. Because if you did it the opposite way, it might break this. And to emboss, all you need is the number 1. Oops, I dropped it. The number 1 base. You put down the embossing folder and then the dark gray plate, and you just put it here. And It's a 3D one, so it's really bumpy. I love it. It's so pretty. Okay, I think we have all our pieces, so I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing things down. Okay, so here we go. This is just gonna go down automatically onto the front. Put a little extra because of the fact that it is embossed, especially the 3D embossed. And just make sure that it's equal around the sides. Gives it a matte look. Move some of this out of the way here. There we go. I'll put these over here. Okay. Then we need to give you a piece of ribbon. Where did I put it? Here it is. And you're going to have enough to go around like this, trim it, and then tie a bow through the loop. So let me go ahead and do that. We need some tear and tape, which there it is. And I'm going to add a piece of tear and tape here. Not exactly half. I put it like 2/3 going down. Burnish it and pull it apart. There we go. And then just put it from one side to the other. Some of it's going to be covered anyways, but still. And then take your snips and just use the rest that you have for a pretty bow. I'm going to go ahead and add, as Christine Bertram says, add tear and tape and make a tear and tape sandwich. Okay, there's that. And I'm going to take that extra and then go ahead and loop to the right and make a bow. See if I can make a nice bow on camera. I seem to always flub them up. Don't make them very pretty when they're on camera. Wish me luck. See? Any other time I can make a bow with no purple. Believe me, in the last 2 days, I have tied so many shoes getting back to work. Not too bad. Just play with it until I like it. A tighter knot. I'll cut it shorter once I get it in place. Okay. So this is going to be put on the card with dimensionals, and I looked at it and thought it's probably, what, a 1/2 inch from the top and maybe 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch from the side. So, oops. I'm going to go ahead and pop it up with dimensionals. You really can't use the lines on the plaid because the plaid lines on this plaid they're not straight. They're all topsy-turvy. So, okay. This one can go ahead and be glued down, and I kind of put it so that it was partially on, partially off. So I need a dimensional here, here, and here for that to work so that it's on the same plane with the paper. And the rest can have a little bit of glue just on the base, this little corner here. So now we're going to go ahead and stamp our jar. Okay, I'm doing something that I normally don't do. Usually I stamp and then punch, and we'll see if it works out doing it punch and then stamp. I know some people like it one way, some people like the other. I can never seem to get it straight and on the, yeah, we'll see, on the paper well. I like to stamp and then punch, and for some reason I decided to do it the opposite way. If it doesn't turn out, I will do it the other way so that I can get a good stamp. So stamp, stamp, stamp. I'm gonna pull it down so I can see. Sorry if you see my head. I really have a problem with this. Could be my eyes. There we go. Let's see, did I get it right? No, see, I don't like that. I'm just going to use, nope. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp it on this, and I'll punch it out. I don't know why that's easier for me, but it is. I think everybody has a preference. There we go. I'm going to close this. I know I'll use it, but I'm going to close it. And I'll show you using our stamp. Our punch. Okay. The punch itself is, the jar is about 2 1/4. This might be a little bit bigger. So I will punch the top too, but we won't use that part. It won't be a full top anyways. Let me just line it up. And give it a punch. There it is. Okay, and then for the scene on this card, I used the gingerbread, and the gingerbread I used, gotta find all my inks. Pecan. Thought I took it out. Hold on, guys. Looking for my, goodness gracious, can't find it. See? You should see my desk. No, I wouldn't. I would be so embarrassed to show you my table because it is ridiculously messy. And I, of course, can't find my pecan pie. It's like one of my favorite colors, and I can't find it. Thought I took it out. Well, let's see. Should I use early espresso and stamp it all? Oh, found it. I knew I had it out. Okay. I know one time I stamped pecan pie off and then used it. And one time I didn't. So I okay, we'll close that for now. And we'll add the outline and the icing. And that, I believe I did in Real Red. Tap, tap, tap. This is where I had the problems lining it up. But what I did was I looked at the bow tie and tried to get the bow tie all even with it, and then went from there. cross our fingers. I don't know why this one gave me such problems, but it did. Let's see if it worked. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay. And then I already punched out the little top of the jar. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on. And I didn't put it on straight. I put it on a little bit of an angle. And I just glued it down because it's got dimensionals on it already. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that to the side. And then I took the top and I put it so that it was like it looked like it was slightly open. Now this foil paper, if you get glue on it, until it dries, it's hard to come. If it dries, it's hard to come off. So try your best not to get glue on it. And then you will have a little piece of paper, which is right here. And we're going to use this stamp, sending a jar full of cheer. Stamp on that. And I did that in real red. I always have problems getting them straight too. If you're watching and you want to say hi, please yell out. Oops, did it work? Not too bad, but I'm going to try again. Turn it over. Thank goodness for two sides of paper, right? That one's better. I must have something on the stamp. I'll have to look at that. Okay. And wipe that up. I lost it. There it is. And then I just glued this down too. No dimensionals, no nothing. See, I don't like the way that. I want to do that again. I'm sorry. Just gonna use this piece. I'll try again. Since I just wiped it off, maybe it'll be better. I feel like there is something on my stamp. Okay, let's try one more time. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, much better. Let's trim that. Snip this. Okay, now we can put it down. Close that up. Add a little glue. And I kind of put it just across both the plaid and real red arches. There we go. And then snip. My ribbon tails. And just cut my paper. I think I need new scissors. I've had these a while. Okay, and then I use the little peppermints. I love these things. I don't even know, like, I should have looked this up. I don't know if these are still available too. I think they are. Two there. One up here. Let's see what I did on the inside. Okay. On the inside, I used Wishing You the Sweetest Christmas. I love that. So sweet. Christmas is my favorite time of year. Anybody else love Christmas? I know my sister does. She's out there and watching. Okay. And I put that kind of in the corner, the right bottom corner. There we go. And then I added more peppermints because you can't get enough peppermints, right? I think I put 3 again. Yep. So, one here, one here, and here. And then I'll just glue that in, and we are done with the first card. Ta-da! Card number 1 done. Okay, let's see what should be card number 2. Let's see. Let's do the one that is got the pecan base. So that'll be this one. And let's see, did I do both of these? No, so this will be, okay, let me put this one back. Okay, so this is using Real Red again, pecan pie, basic beige, crumb cake, I think that's it. We're using the little peppermint candies again, quite a few of them. I went a little crazy with them. And we use those rounded all dies, which are the circles that are not like perfect. And I'm gonna try again to punch that jar, but it probably won't work because I'm not good at it. So I'm gonna put those right here. This, the crumb cake I embossed again. And I think the inside, yep. So the inside I double matted. Okay. There we go. Let's go ahead and, I'm gonna go ahead and emboss this again with that Glad 80 folder. I just gotta find what I did with it. Oh, found it. Do the same thing where I'm going to line it up on that black line. And go ahead and put it through with just the one plate and dark gray. And you know how it works. It came out. Loving this weather we've been having. I love fall, and this feels like fall to me. Before we go ahead and glue this on, with this one, I know this is kind of a waste. It's a lot, but I just thought it looked really neat. So I'm going to go ahead and add my tear and tape on the back, and I'm going to do it right in the half. one on one side and one on the, actually I think I only need to do it on one side because we're gonna wrap it around. I was trying to figure out, I mean, you can cut it each time, but I don't know. Figured this doesn't, I can wrap it. So I wrapped it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. I guess I do need a piece of tear and tape. I was thinking I could do it away, go do it with just one, but I need 2. So I can do this side. And then snip it, and this is going to be the bow over here. I'm going to squeeze these together. The computer is doing really weird things, like it says so many people watching, and then it like rolls the people. Like the number rolls, and then it comes back. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, we're going to do another bow on TV. I mean, on YouTube. A video again. Let's see. Can I do it? Can I do it? Not yet, I can't. I don't think tying bows would be this hard. With it until you like it, right? This one, the one I have on the card that I made first, I didn't cut the cotton. Those are too long because they hang off the sides. Oops, the bow's coming untied. There we go. Okay. Okay, now we can glue it down on the base, or the mat. And again, because it is 3D embossed, you need to have just a little bit more glue than you would normally. So this goes on here. I did mat it. I love matting. I think it just gives it just that extra. And then we can go ahead and glue this down on the base. I love these colors too together. I love crumb cake, pecan pie, and this real red. I also love cherry cobbler though. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put these irregular circles down. You can put them whatever you want, but I did put them so that they tuck under the red and white thread. I'm not going to put this one down yet because we have to stamp it really quick. I'm going to put this one over here. Might as well stamp this one while we have the stamp out. And I did do it in real red. Tap, tap, tap. I'm gonna wait on putting that one just so I can do my jar. Okay, so this is the one I did stamp off, and I think I like that stamping off better. So Switch this out. Okay, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try stamping it on, punched out already. And I'm going to stamp it off to give a lighter gingerbread. Find my oh, see what I was going to do? Forgot to do this. This goes first. That could be one reason I can't get it perfect. Okay, let's try this one. I gotta put the jar down first. The outline of the jar. Okay, so that means I need the black ink. Get it together, man. What I did with my other black ink. Oh, I found it. Really need to clean this table. I should show it to you. You guys would probably be appalled. Okay, let's try it. Can I do it? I don't know. I'm not good at this. I'm gonna get my head in here. Sorry. I cannot see it for the life of me. That's why I like to punch after I stamp. Let's see. Sorry, my head. See all my gray hair. Actually, that one's not too bad. It's a little low, but I'm gonna let it be. I think it'll be okay. We'll see what it looks like when I stamp the gingerbread. So let's add the gingerbread. Close up my black. Oops. Pecan pie. Stamp off. Remember, stamping off is when you ink it up and you do one stamp, and then I didn't like the way that turned out. Do one stamp, and then the second generation is your stamp. What is that? It must be a hair or something. Looks like the lake has something on it. Hold on. Try this again. Stamp off. It still looks like it. Let's see if it looks like it now. Yeah, see how the lake has that weirdness on it? I'm gonna let it be, but there must be something on it that I can't see. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add the markings, like the icing and the bow tie and stuff, and I did use real red again. And I just tried to line up that bow tie. Some people make it look so easy. I have issues doing this for some reason. I like the look of, oh, that actually turned out really well. I like the look of the two-step stamps, but when they're little like this, I struggle. And like I said, I don't know if it's me. I know it's me, but it's probably just my eyes. Okay, so this one I actually put the lid on the jar, so we need to add just a little bit of glue at the top. I'm gonna let that dry for a second or two, and I'm going to add some of these, the little peppermints. I put it on the middle of the cookies. first one right next to it. Oops, stuck to my finger. And then I'm going to go ahead and add one here. And one up here. There we go. Let's see, put this on. And then I did put this on dimensionals, and what I'm going to do is let me put these back. The big ones. Just going to put so that one here, one down here. So I can straddle the thread that we have on there. Okay, just put this first and then put that. And this one is going to go just like that. A little bit of glue. Put that in there. I'm going to move this a little bit here if I can. I don't think I stuck it. Nope. I didn't stick it down so much. Move it up a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's see what I did on the inside. Oh, that's right. Okay, take some of this apart. I use May Your Heart Be Filled with Joy. Super sweet. Line that up on the lines. And I used real red. I put that right in the middle, I think. My hands don't want to work. Yep. Put that right in the middle. And I put it a little more towards the left because we're going to add a little heart also. Okay. I already have a heart punched, so I'm going to put a dot of glue. Oops. Not punched, actually, this is die cut. And I, for the life of me, could not find this die cut, so the other card has a heart on it, I think, and I'm not able to do that heart, because in this disaster that I call my desk or table, it is somewhere in here, and I have not found it. So that's going to have to wait on the next one, or the card that I need it for. Put this on the inside. See, it just did that weird number thing. It's like it rolls. I've never seen it do that before. Okay. Card number 2. I like that one. I like the colors of that one. Okay. I think we should use the last one, not the hardest, but the most time consuming. So this is the next one. Okay, and this one, I made it a fold like this on the original, and when I was cutting the paper, I made it a fold like this. So I'm just going to continue right now making it with that kind of fold. and then go from there. Just because I didn't really want to cut the paper again, and the only difference is the fold. So instead of folding this way, so I'm gonna, there's nothing else to show you differently. What I did was I embossed the front of this, and I already did it, so I'm not going to do it again. But what I did was I put it in, and as you can see a little bit of emboss on the back. But what I did was I lined it up just like this, and I put it through like this. So I put it through only on the half, and then I embossed the front. The only problem when you're doing this, it kind of squishes the paper down, so it feels a little flimsier than like the regular cardstock. So if I did this again, I probably would have just used this and then embossed another piece of cardstock on top, and it could have been the same color like I did on the last card. I'll show you, and be monochromatic, but I didn't do it. So like I said, it's a preference. It just feels a little flimsier when you do that. Okay, so you have this. We have some cloud cover, and we have the inside. So I'm just going to do this really quick. And now that I look at the original, I think this is Balmy Blue, and I use cloud cover, but I don't think it matters too much. So it was just an oops. We used, this is the dye from, let me close this ink. Remember the rectangle dies from Texture Notes? I love those. And that's going to go down, so I can actually just put that down and put it right in the middle. Kind of make it as even Steven around as you can. It's really hard seeing it because of the plaid, like if it's straight or not. I try to line it up with the lines. It still is hard because the plaid is not straight. Okay, and then these are the die cuts from the Nature, what are they called? I should know these by heart because they're my favorite dies, but I don't. Spotlight in Nature. So I did two of the same, one bigger, one smaller, but the same design, and we're just going to go ahead and glue those down. And I put that one a little bit towards the right but centered, and then this one up in the left hand corner over the white one. Yeah, this is definitely Balmy Blue. I don't know why I thought I used cloud cover. That's okay. So I did do some stamping on here. This is that postage stamp. I think these are still in there. The perennial postage. I love these too. Not many that I don't love, but there's so many of them, and they've got just some. I love that little bit of design on the edges. And I did use, so what I did with those dots is there's this little stamp. And let's see if it's, and I used Balmy Blue. So now I have to decide, do I use Balmy Blue? I think I still am, even though that's not Balmy Blue paper cardstock I used, but I think I'm going to go ahead and use it and stamp off so it's not super bright. And I just randomly put it, turning the stamp just to give it something. All over, kind of like snow, because this one is going to have the snowman, not the gingerbread. I really like the snowman. That one, oops, I forgot to stamp that off, you can tell. Lovely. Oh well. just did this all over, just to give it a little interest. Okay, one more. Okay, I'll use this again when we do the punch, which I didn't do. Okay, that's okay. Okay, and then I use the Merry Christmas, which must be from another stamp set. Look at that. I don't remember that. I'm going to use instead my sweetest, or actually I know what it's from. Hold on. I don't think it's available anymore, but I'm using it. Use any of the Christmas snacks. Oh, no, that's not it. Ah, okay. I'm just going to use the other one. The one I've been using. I'm going to use that. I used cherry cobbler because this paper is cherry cobbler, not real red anymore. I went back and forth between the two. So I'm going to go ahead and just use Wishing You the Sweetest Christmas, even though it's got... I can't remember what that stamp is. That teaches me to do this from a while ago. So I'm going to put it a little bit towards the left. There we go. That still works. Okay. Close this up so I can put my hand in it. We'll be using that again. And I'm going to go ahead and do the jar. And what I'm going to do is use the paper. Show you. What I did was I cut the paper so that it was almost exact, so I didn't waste. And I figured it was about 2 1/4, a little bit 2 1/4. So I mean, I do waste a little bit up there, but not too bad. Okay. See if I can stamp it right. Should have stamped it and then punched it. I'm being brave. I have seen people use blue to make it look, for this stamp, to make it look like, they think it makes it look like glass more, which I think it might, but I don't know. I like that black look. I don't know. But you can also use Balmy Blue. That works too. Let's try it here. Am I going to get it this time? Let's see. No. Nope. Don't like that one. See, that teaches me. I should just do the way I do it because that's the way I seem to do it better. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the 2 1/4. A little bit less. And then I'll just punch it up. Find my snowman. And I use black for that too. There we go. then we have to put his little scarf on and the little red on his hat. I used cherry cobbler for that. Since the card base is cherry cobbler. What? This is the little itty bitty scarf. So this is the hat part, and then this is a scarf, so his face goes right in there. And again, I do have problems for some reason getting this. I lined it up mostly with the top of the hat. And you're gonna see my head again, I'm sorry. And that's not gonna come out right. Oh, I did, yay. I don't know why those little things give me such problems. One of the horses in the barn, we live right next to the barn, is crying his little head off, or her little head off. Not sure why. I'll have to investigate after the live. And then I just used pumpkin pie. Gave us little carrot nose and orange. And I used Balmy Blue and just gave that the snow and outline a little bit, the light one. Just, you know how people do the snow a little bit blue. And then I used that same the snow, the little dots, so that it looked like it was snowing in the Balmy Blue. So it looks like, kind of like a snow globe, but I did stamp off. Weird that the horses, they usually, unless one of the owners is out and one of the horses is missing another horse. There we go. Okay. And then the top, I just used, I used gray granite, I think. I thought I already cut that out. Hazel, sorry, that's my Doxy. Shh. Hey, no. Shh. It's really weird because she had a dental last week, and up until today, I don't know, the anesthetic hurt her throat or if she was just still kind of out of it. She didn't bark, and she's a barker. She likes to bark, unfortunately. And it was weird. No. And it was kind of nice, actually, because she didn't bark so much. But now she's got her voice back. Okay, to do the top, I cut off just about like a 1/2-inch strip, just to give you enough for the top. And I did use I used the stamp for the top, the lid. There's a stamp. I haven't used that yet today, but see, there's the stamp. And I used black, our Memento. And I'm going to go ahead and do that first because I don't think I can be lucky enough to punch and then stamp this one out. Go. So next week's class is going to be a Halloween class because I have that cute Halloween. I'll show you. I only have one card made. I had it made a while ago and I haven't touched it again, but I'll show it to you. I'm not a big Halloween fan, but I do like this stamp set, and as you know, I'm a teacher, so I may need to make some cards for my students, and I think I'm going to make them for the teachers. So I need to do a class on it too, right? Okay, so there's the top. We're going to glue it right on top of the jar. That's it. Again, what do I do with it? Ooh, do I have another? Yes, I use the red and white. I have to get more of this because I'm almost out, or I am out actually. We're just gonna tie a bow and add it to the top of the jar. This I kind of left a little long, thinking it wasn't coming off the card, so it's safe to do that. And I did use a glue dot. I just took a glue dot off and kind of twirled it a little bit in my finger. And top on. Add the glue dot to the little knobby thing. And then add our bow. Let's see. I think this way looks prettier. I'm gonna make that smaller. That's a big bow. Take it off. Don't like how big that was. Overpowers the jar. There we go. Oops, cut up. And move the top. There we go. Ta-da! My dogs bark at the people because I live at a boarding facility for horses. So when they hear the people coming to see their horses, they have a tendency of barking. But my Gus dog, I feel like he's 10, so he might not be hearing things as well, which is sad, but okay too, because then he doesn't bark. I don't want him to get old, but you know. So I did put this on dimensionals. Because why not? I love to pop things up a little bit. Okay. And I put that a little bit off of the blue. Actually, I shouldn't say blue. This is the secret seed, like that. And then I put the tag. I tucked it under. Oops. Sorry. I tucked it under. So let's put some dimensionals again. Snip this. Oh, got one more. Use these up. Okay, and we'll tuck it under just a little bit. And there. Just a little. Okay. And then this is where I used the cute little snowflakes. So I'm just gonna add and a dot. Take your pick tool out. I know I took it out. Oh, there it is. It'll be easier to get them. The big one, maybe two big ones and a small one, but I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. So it's sticking to my, take your pick tool. They're so cute. I just love these. I wish, like I said, I mean, I have enough so I can use them this year, but I wish they would have brought them back. And then the big one. There we go. So that's the front. Let me close these up. I think do I use it in the middle? I do. I use one. So I was taking one out. So if I leave that open, I'm going to dump them. So here I use sending a jar full of cheer. Get that out. Is it this one? Nope. This is May Your Heart Be Filled with Joy. Here's the one. And I put that disc on the bottom. And I used cherry cobbler. That sounds good. I love cherry cobbler. I would love to have a bowl of cherry cobbler with either Cool Whip or vanilla ice cream. Ooh, that sounds so good. Okay, so go ahead. I put that a little bit to the left bottom. There we go. And then added a snowflake right there. Surprised I didn't lose that snowflake. And I matted this on cloudy cloud cover. On the original, I used Balmy Blue. So let's see which one looks better once we're done here. Okay, and that goes on the inside.
Please lose weight with us. No, there she is. She cleaned it that way.
It's okay. Nobody could say. My son just came out of his room talking to me, not realizing that I was live. Okay. Okay. So, which one's better? Let's see. This is the one. I actually kind of. It's okay. It's okay. He's apologizing all over. Thanks, Jean. Yep, it'll be there. The replay will be there. I think I like this one better, actually. This is with the cloud cover, and this is with Balmy Blue, and I kind of like. I'm liking it not so bright, but that's just me. What do you guys think? Anybody care or think one is better than the other? I don't know. I don't think it really matters much, but I really think I like the cloud cover. It might be just because I like the new in colors, so I don't know. So that's card number 3. Let's see. Oh, good. Then I made a good mistake. Okay, the last card, it's not hard, but it's just got more to it than the others. This is the last card. It's got a flap this way and then this way. And this is that Elegance from last year's catalog, and they brought it back into this catalog. And the Nature Dies. Oh, why can I ever remember the name of that? Spotlight of Nature Dies. And the bling is, it's called the Iridescent Foil, and it has the gold foil in there. They're really pretty, and I don't really use them that often, but I thought they would look good on this card. Okay, so for this card, there's a lot of pieces here. The base is different because it's a normal base, so it's 4 1/4 by 11. But then I cut off. What did I cut off? like an inch and a half, I think, or I believe. Yeah, I cut off an inch and a half. And then I have I can't remember this size, hold on. 4 by 3 1/4. Yep, 4 by 3 1/4 piece that I embossed with that plaid again. So I'm gonna go ahead and emboss that again. And this is what I was talking about when I said I should have done it on that other card just to give it more support. It just felt so, when you emboss just the card itself front, I don't know. It might be silly, but it feels like it's broken down, so it's not as thick of a card, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and glue that down to the front base. Sometimes it's hard to see this though, because it's same color on same color to make it even around. There we go. Oh, well, that was silly. Get it even and then I mess it up. It's not even. Man, that plaid really messes with your eyes. I love it. I think it looks good, but it messes with your eyes thinking it looks straight, but it's not. Okay. So this one, we used the gold foil. I love that stuff. I saved it so I can punch out the top of the jar. We need this for our little arm. We need 2 of these so that it looks pretty on the both sides. I'll show you what I mean in a second. I didn't poke this out. I should have poked this out, but I didn't. So now I'm going to take the time really quick to poke it out. I did 2 because I was in a rush at one, and when you do the die with the 2 pieces of paper, sometimes it's harder to poke them out. I was being lazy. See? My numbers did it again. Has anybody seen that on YouTube where it's starting to, it rolls the number instead of, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that. So weird. Oh, this one's good. Okay. And then I have this one in Cherry Cobbler. Okay. So this is what we have to do, the inside and glued on the arm before we do anything. So what I put is, may your heart be filled with joy, and this is where I can't put the heart down. I have to find, I only have this big heart right now, and I don't think I like this one as much as the little heart. So I will find my little heart die and put it on later. But what I'm going to do is stamp that. And do I have a disaster going here? Hold on. There it is. Now I just gotta find. There it is. Jeez. Should I embarrass myself and let you see my table? Because holy kashmoly, I don't know how I'm finding anything. And I did this in black. Memento. I don't know why I did, but I did. And I like that. I honestly like to stamp in black in almost everything when it comes to words. I don't know why, but I do. I think it just looks nice and classy. So I'm going to go put that, stamp that down at the bottom to the left. Just like that. A little bit on a slant, I think. Not too bad. And then I'm going to take a piece of our DSP this. And I'm going to put it along the edge. I like to leave an itty bitty bit of white along the edge. That's just me. You don't have to do that. I just think that looks nice. Oops, darn. So I'm going to go ahead and do that for me. You can butt it up against the edge if you'd like. I like to give it like that little around the edge. Almost like a mat. Like that. Okay. I'm gonna have to wait for that to dry and use my glue eraser. Okay, and for this to go on, we're gonna put it in the center, but we need to put this underneath so it has it flipping. So I'm just gonna add a little glue first here and center it in the middle. There. And then I can glue it down. Oops, I didn't want to put that much on. Man, I could glue everywhere. I'm going to, once it dries, use my glue eraser to make it better. Let's see. I might have to wait a little, yeah, I'm gonna wait a little longer. Goodness. Yeah, I gotta let it dry a little bit. Oh well. I'll get it better. Okay, so that's the little flippy arm thing. I'm gonna go ahead and take my phone. There we go. Okay, so when I said we want to make both sides look pretty, I didn't like, when I did mine, I don't like that you see this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put one on each side, like a sandwich. You just gotta make sure that you line up the little dots in the holes so that it looks straight through. But before you do that, you have a little piece of this specialty paper that you need to put right here. So that has a little sparkle too. Okay, then I'm going to put this one down, and then we'll line up this one. Okay, so I'm going to add a little glue here. Put this down. Hopefully that'll work. And then I'm going to add decide if I should glue it down or dimensional. I think gluing it'll be fine, just adding glue here. Like I said, on the original one I did not do it, so I'm kind of just thinking about it and doing it. Oops. Jeez. I guess I wasn't going to put that side down, but now I'm going to. Got the dropsies. It's better than having that side look the way it did. Now, if I was doing this again, I probably would put something here too, like stamp something. But we'll see. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now we need to add our prettiness. We need to add our cherry cobbler circle to the center. To use dimensionals, put our gold foil, circle, I think two will be okay. And I put that kind of left bottom lined up with those little little slash lines in that circle. And then here we go again. Should I try it? I'm going for it. Did I put it away? Hold on. I did not. Great. Now I get to play search for the relay. Ah, found it. Okay, wish me luck. Can I do it? I'm gonna see my head because I gotta bend over for this one. Sorry. Here was my brown top. I don't know why I had problems with that. Sorry for my hair. That was awful. Yeah, that's gonna be awful. Okay, I'm gonna try one more time. I cannot see it. I know it's supposed to be so easy to see, but I do not see that. Let's try it again. See my lovely head again. That one's better. We'll use that one. I don't know why I have such problems with that. I really need, like I said, I always like to stamp and then punch. And for some reason I did punching and then stamping with this whole thing. Okay, and with this one, we used the ornaments, and I just used cherry cobbler for the ornaments. Nothing fancy. I'm gonna close this. Grab my cherry cobbler. Tap. Oh, wobbled. Oh, didn't turn out bad. I thought I wobbled and I was going to do like that double look. Not bad. Okay, and we'll go ahead and punch out.